Rapper Naughty by Nature firmly believes hip-hop is celebrating its 50th anniversary because of its rich and diverse culture that transcends race. And Eminem took it to the stratosphere. Treach discussed it on the Hip Hop XXIV podcast, and his enthusiasm for the culture was contagious. "I tell everyone Eminem is my light-skinned twin Slim Shady. Kudos to him, he's one of the all-time greats if we talk about GOATs, his lyrical prowess, his consistency over the years, no matter what he's been through personally, he always comes out on top. Still coming out and performing this music, providing the fans with this real live musical dope. There is no one like him, and there will be no one like him for decades, and maybe forever. And immerse yourself in the culture as positively as he does. Hats off to him, and I hope he never stops. Because the way I inspired him, he inspires me. Whenever I hear it, I start writing again. Even though I haven't stopped, I'll just keep writing more." Essentially, hip-hop was a black sport in the white world. That's why Eminem got so much criticism for being white until he opened his mouth. And the skills overcame all doubts, all naysayers. He lifted hip-hop culture to a stratosphere it would never have reached if it had been the music of a black person. It has been attributed to a black person's culture or musical genre. Right now he's one of the reasons we have 50 years of hip-hop ahead of us. Because when we came out, when our Melly Mel, Furious 5, Run DMC and LL originals came out, they all heard, hip-hop will only be here for about 5 more years. It was 50 years ago. That's the beauty of culture. It wasn't just mine, it was ours. It wasn't just for blacks. Blacks and Hispanics got into hip-hop, and don't twist it, whites got into it too. The first woman I ever heard rap on a record was Blondie. What was a genius even at Def Jam, they knew there might be some racial tensions with white groups. When Beastie Boys came out, they didn't even have their pictures on the album cover. And when you heard the music, you fell in love with the music. When you found out they were white, your hatred was erased. I don't care what color their skin is, this shit is a bomb. Then Eminem walked in, but he still had to kick the door down. So you knew that hip-hop culture is multicultural, and everyone is a part of it, no matter what your background, no matter your race, come here. When you make great music, you do nothing but advance the culture. The presenter reminded Treach of his plans to release a solo album on Shady Records. In February 2021, Treach said it was the only label he would sign with. So are there any new developments? No, says Treach. He doesn't actually talk business with Eminem and believes that whatever needs to happen, happens without a sweat. "I just want to be on a label with someone who had the mutual respect I have, loved me, loved the talent, knew what I was about. I feel like when I release a project, Shady would take it to the level of his own. We often spoke to each other, but we never discussed business. It was always an admiration. I've always believed that everything is God's plan and happens at the right time. Whenever that day comes, when it comes, it will be a beautiful thing. If not, I'll never be mad at him. Just saying how much he admires me, you don't know how many doors he opened for me. He doesn't have to do anything, he doesn't have to sign, he doesn't have to be on a record with me, none of that. He screamed me out and gave me so much love, he did miracles for me that people can't even understand or even achieve. Actually, I owe him a debt. He doesn't even understand how much he's done for me. And for that I love him. I love him forever."